All right, all right, all right. The man that cannot be stopped. I'm telling you, this guy, Dark, has managed to beat him 50% all time, but lately struggling. Solar struggling. MAXPAX in the bottom left side of the map. An unstoppable force. Those Euro Zergs, they've been dodging him because they just haven't been playing the PTR. His opponent in the top right side. The Zerg player that's on fire lately, will he be able to beat the unstoppable Protoss wall? SHIN in the top right side, the hope of Zerg. And the reason we're talking about this is because MAXPAX, like I said, has been truly unstoppable. Like, he is just looking so good in his series. He's so well-rounded. His oracles don't run out of energy anymore. You know, players are struggling to punish him because he's pressuring. He's doing blink builds, charge builds. He's going splash damage. He's harassing, attacking, but also defending well. It feels like right now, I need to basically spend a few hours staring at MAXPAX replays because whenever a player gets to this level in a certain matchup, I'm like, look, there's two paths from here. It's either you balance wine, you complain about that player having an unfair level of skill, I guess so those kind of fit under the whining option, or you spend a ridiculous amount of time studying that player until you figure out how to beat them. Think of Cyril in 2018 and the number of players going, how do we beat this freak? That might be MAXPAX in this specific matchup right now. Now, obviously, if we have Clem knows how to beat MAXPAX. It's a different matchup, right? Clem can basically rip his right arm out of its socket within the first 3 minutes and then beat him unconscious with his own dismembered limb, right? That's kind of the Clem. Don't get me wrong, MAXPAX can beat him as well, right? They go very back and forth, but this matchup is really interesting because we just haven't seen as much of it because there's not many Euro Zergs really playing any tournaments right now. So you only get, you know, MAXPAX hasn't been playing as many Korean player-heavy tournaments as well, and yet here he is, staying up for the Pigasaur Weekly and giving us what we want to see. Can't wait to see how it goes. Apparently, Clem lost to MAXPAX 3-0 today. That would have been in the Warty Mondays Cup. So the thing about the Warty Mondays, it's played on the old patch. And it's funny, because I really feel like Clem, he only plays that tournament each week, and it feels like he's not actually as familiar with it, even though that should probably be a bit better for him. It's kind of funny, a few weeks in a row, I feel like Clem has like kind of lost his mojo on that patch in TVP. But you put him back on the PTR, which he's playing more things on, and suddenly he looks a bit more comfortable, right? I think the seesawing back and forth between two different modes of StarCraft has actually had a negative effect on his play in that matchup. Now, those Lings don't really find anything, guys. Really good defense by MAXPAX. He's got the Oracle getting chrono boosted. Really good defense. MAXPAX is the people's champion, no matter which race you play and prefer to play. Most people love to watch MAXPAX win. Yeah, no, for like me, what I've always thought was the real power of esports over traditional sports is the players are faceless and like you don't really know what they look like and there's no emotional connection between them. So when I look at MAXPAX, I feel like sometimes I look at Clem on that stage cheering, looking nervous, answering interviews. I look at Rainer doing some smack talk. I look at Dark just totally insulting his opponents in the interviews before the match with a big fat grin on his face. You know, but when I think of MAXPAX and the complete lack of personal connection I have to him as a player, I think that's the people's hero right there. I'm joking, guys. I love MAXPAX as well. I actually do really like him, and he is nice enough to answer a lot of questions when we ask him in interviews and things. But it is just, I read that comment and I just had to have a bit of a laugh about it. It's just like, the people's champion who no one's ever seen. Oh, Queen's doing a bit of damage. Get out of there. There we go. Only took 12 hit points of damage. Not too bad. And you can see how long he can leave the laser on because you can, you know, boost up that Oracle energy a little bit more effectively. Don't need to be as worried about turning the laser on and off. Definitely makes Oracle's openings much stronger. And, you know, it's kind of funny because there is like a small part of my brain that does wonder if we're going to make PvZ like really Protoss favored and Protoss is still going to die to Terran. And we're like, oh no. We'll see what happens. Need more Zergs to play these tournaments so we can see more games. I've seen very little Zerg versus Terran and PvZ both at high levels. It's the one thing I've really been trying to get, more Zerg games. I'm sure once that patch drops, we'll figure things out very quickly on what needs to be adjusted, and I'll be very quickly there with my suggestions. Oh, what? Guys, Shin's doing a dark. He's doing a dark. He's going Massling Bane off 49 drones. And look at that. The drone goes to the 4th to try and fake it out. Oh, he's trying to sell a story. He's hiding Massling Bane. Adepts are moving forward. It's a carrier build. MAXPAX is playing carriers on Amygdala against the Ling Bane all in. Oh, this is bad. Ling Bane's going to smash this 3rd. And he can easily defend the Adepts at home because he's massing Ling Bane. Dude, Shin. Shin with the tricky tactics. Look at this fake 4th base. MAXPAX is like, gonna get your 4th base. And Shin's like, oh no. My 4th hatchery that I totally really wanted to build and definitely isn't a fake. That's so annoying. Oh, you're in my mineral line? Please don't pay attention to the fact that there's only 11 drones here. Where are the gases on this 3rd base, you ask? Oh, where? Here they are. Here's my gas. Oh, but MAXPAX reacts so quickly, he gets his probes out. Oh, MAXPAX is very good at StarCraft. And now the Oracles are just going to clean it all up. Dude, if he doesn't kill the 3rd base or the probes, it's actually a disaster. Okay, he will get the 3rd base, but is that even worth it? Look at how many units he loses to get this done. Gets a Stalker as well. He needs to deny the probe. Deny the probe. Oh, that probe's just going to immediately put a new Nexus down. I mean, the Oracles do need to fill up on energy, and the carriers probably need to guard that Nexus for now. I don't know if you can move across with the carriers. He's going to try to. He's got the Oracle, does recharge on the energy. I think the Lings should stay on this side of the map. Shin should be poking in right now. Shin running home is a mistake. He's run all the way around the right side of the map. He's going to try and hit from that side once again. MAXPAX is looking for it, but he doesn't see it. Now remember, Lair's only halfway done. There's only 5 queens, 2 more building. 5 carriers. If they just run in and shift-click the queens and then the drones, or even just the drones and fly past, it's going to be very hard to deal with. Overlord's already going down. Masslings come in. You should be able to kill this, but actually there might not be enough. Remember, Oracles turn on their lasers. One will run out of energy soon, but the other one is never going to run out of energy. Hatchery taking damage. Spores are going to try to come over. Queens, you got to be careful. You want to defend the hatchery, but now how do you defend the queens? If you lose the queens, you're screwed. You can hold position here. Use the Spore Crawler and the queens. Remember, Spores now 4-shot interceptors. They used to like 5 or 6 shot them. It's quite a big difference there because of that bonus damage on the Spore Crawler. Banelings roll in, damage a Zealot, kill 1 probe. That's not enough. Queens trying to go after that carrier. The carrier says, naughty queens. Got a stasis trap to fall back on. 2 more queens go down. Spore Crawler's moving forward, trying to use that hold position here as much as possible. Spore Crawler does some good damage to the carrier, but if you're not killing the interceptors, that's actually what you want to kill, and you cannot retarget spores on interceptors ever since that carrier change, which does make carriers much weaker against Corruptors and Vikings. It actually makes them stronger against Queens, Hydras, and Spores, which is kind of one of those weird things where I think it was a good change, but it did have an unforeseen circumstance. Oracles come in, start taking out those Zerglings as well. This game is going to hell in a handbasket, and I think MAXPAX comes out on top with the carriers and the unlimited energy. Oracle's looking really, really good. I think Shin played really sneaky, but he just took a bit too long to get the Banelings in there. Letting all those probes escape that base was massive. Oh, wait. Big damage. 22 workers going down. Not bad, not bad. Carriers, pretty good damage, but there's only 2 of them at home, or 1 of them at home. 4 on the other side, though, and there's just no answer. 11 Corruptors building. They just started. 25 seconds till they come out. These carriers are going to have a field day. They could just focus the hatchery down. They're going to take out the Spore Crawler and then a few more drones. If he just focuses the hatchery and then recalls, MAXPAX has this game pretty much in the bag. He's down slightly on workers, but Zerg's going to be on 2 base. Workers means nothing if you don't have bases to mine from. Carriers throwing the interceptors onto their next building, continuing their march forwards. Mama's on the way behind it. Another queen goes down. Corruptors are here. Where's that recall? Did he not save energy? He forgot to save energy. MAXPAX macroed too well. He didn't save energy. He loses 2 carriers when he should have lost none. Wait, what? He has 73 energy. Oh, his Nexus wasn't control grouped. No, this Nexus had energy as well. Why didn't he just... What? 130 energy. Why didn't he just instant recall there, guys? What? I don't think... That's a weird choice for MAXPAX. I mean, he should be fine as long as the carriers stay behind the Stalkers. Stalkers up front. MAXPAX is in a very good position, but yeah, really weird decision that he made there. To not instant recall. Oracle's finding drones as well. Oh, man. So much damage. Shin's going to tap out. I like the idea for Shin. It did catch MAXPAX off guard initially, but pulling those probes away and then defending as well as he did while counterattacking was rather big. I think if Shin kept his Zerglings on that side of the map and maybe pulled the carriers home, made MAXPAX panic by running back in, like, you know, when the carriers first moved across, if he delayed the carriers by another 30 seconds by keeping Lings in his face, there was a chance to get up defense at home, but probably needed to give up the 4th base and just like build a few extra spores, try to rebuild the hatchery on the right side, and then maybe he could have done it. GG, well played. MAXPAX takes game 1. All right, guys. Hecate is the map. MAXPAX on the top right side of the map. Going to be harassing here, but SHIN does get the expansion down. Very early expansion, about 40 seconds. So SHIN making sure MAXPAX could not block that. We did find out when this map entered the pool that apparently a lot of people, to make Hecate easy to say, they would say Hecate or Hecate in Shakespeare to make it easy for like modern audiences or modern people learning Shakespeare or something like that. I can't remember the exact Google explanation, but I thought that was funny because I learned that because a lot of people were telling me, oh no, it's Hecate, it's Hecate, it's Hecate. And I was like, it's definitely not. And I just knew. I'm like, I don't know why. You know, like when you instinctively know, you're like, that's not how we say. I mean, we're probably butchering the Greek, the ancient Greek or whatever it is anyway. But I'm like, that's definitely not the way we're meant to say it. I've seen a guy in a tweed coat talking about Greek mythology before say it in a different way. He had a British accent. He had a tweed coat. I know that man was correct, okay? It is interesting, though, we get into these debates about how to mispronounce words from different languages. We're just like, yeah. This is a beautiful map. It is very choky, though. I would describe this map as very good for Protoss, very bad for Zerg. It's just, this is a bit too narrow, especially if the Protoss builds some gateways here. This ramp here is really hard to get up, even after you break the rocks. And breaking those rocks is not easy. And then on this right side, fourth base here, you might think it's kind of open. Yeah, not really, because the Protoss army sits here. There's a nexus there. There's a ramp there. This is a sort of map where you really want to get drops in the back or a Nidus in the back or really just catch the Protoss completely off guard. So we'll see what SHIN has in store for us. Not a bad map for Mutalisks. You can see up above MAXPAX main base, there's a little bit of dead space to kind of fly behind. Down here as well. Beautiful terrain, by the way, on this map. Like I said, very beautiful map. Trees with purple flowers. You got little orange firebugs kind of going around. It's just a very different design of the map. There's like glowing purple fungus everywhere. It's just, the aesthetic is very cool. I mean, we're out here on alien planets with all sorts of fantastic Zerg, Protoss, Terran. I feel like we should have more maps like this with just cool stuff. Like, you know, normal maps, Pervert Pillar is bare and looks gross. The Pervert Pillar on this map has a bright yellow flower thing growing on it. Pig-likey. Pig-likey very much. We are playing on the PTR, guys. This is, of course, an old map, though, from a ladder. Ooh, Oracle comes in. Slow Zerglings. Get out of there. Ling speed kicks in. Not before the Oracle takes. Is that 4 kills? 5. 5 Zerglings going down. Very nice. Gonna have to build a few more Lings now, so that slows down your droning. Alright. People are discussing how MAXPAX got so good in Twitch chat. And I like that there is people saying, yeah, not many people know, but they actually gave MAXPAX some of Asterix's magic potion before running him into Captain America's chamber. And that's how we got MAXPAX. It is classified, though. That's why people aren't telling you about it. Yeah, that's a true science fact. Man plays like a superhero, but SHIN is a tricky guy. Unfortunately, the Spore's not quite there in time. Loses a queen. I do like that he got the Adepts with the Lings, though. Turns around, gets damage to those Oracles. We'll see what he can get done there. Those Adepts pulling in behind the mineral line. Left side, doing what it can. Twilight and Forge coming in right now. Main and Natural are doing what they can. Roach Warren on the way. Evo Chamber as well. 51 drones to 47 probes. Feel like SHIN's macro has been pretty good in this game, but his lair is massively delayed. I think he might think his lair started, because going Evo, second gas, Roach Warren all before lair, I'm like, I think we started our lair. There we go. Lair does start up in the main base. See, he wants that quick tech. With this style that he's playing, I don't think he's going to open melee. Then again, actually, no, he probably will. Ah, it is range. Okay, it is range. Lots of droning going on. SHIN is maintaining that economic lead. He's going to use the lasers, take out some of the creep tumors here. Just to slow down the advance of SHIN. Now, SHIN has to think about getting a 4th base. Right now, MAXPAX doesn't see a 4th. And he's kind of going, no 4th base? Okay, okay. If you don't have one by like 6 minutes, then I really start to worry. Good Ling move. Blocks the stasis trap. +1 and Blinks on the way. That is going to be a 4-gate. 2 in the main, 2 in the natural, and 5th and 6th gate behind the natural. 6-gate Blink. 6 gases. Solid opening, guys. Remember, what do we expect next? I expect the exact same build he did last game. Or maybe not last game, was it against Solar earlier? The one where he goes Second Forge, Robo, and Templar Archives all at once on the next step, and then takes a fourth Nexus only after that. Templar Archives does start him off, so it looks like Storm might be the bigger priority. Oh, I like that. Getting the creep kick-started a little bit here. Shin just plops a few tumors down in front of that fourth base. Hydra Den's on the way, 7 more Overlords. Shin's all in. It's a fake fourth base, guys. Shin is all in. He's already breaking rocks, thinking about doing this Roach Hydra push. He's going to try and push up the left side and break the natural wall. It's already planned. It's been ordained. This man, at about 9.5, maybe 9 minutes? I think 9 minutes is when he hits with basically a Roach Hydra max. Storm will be decent against it, but not the best. If he has some good spreads and can bait some Storms out or focus 1 or 2 High Templars down, it could be big. Shin doing a massive 3-base timing. This fourth base is a fake. Very hard for MAXPAX to scout this, but he could defend it even without that. Adepts on the right side. Hydras will see it. Ooh, Lings are going to deal with it. Queen's getting jumped on. Uh-oh. Oh, MAXPAX, just zero hesitance here. And look at that. Okay, Stasis gets set off. Hydraling coming forward. He's building an infestation, but he's backing out of it. He's backing out of it. Shin's like, oh, he's too in my face. I don't think I can pressure against this. I think maybe he was hoping to run into a charge build, but going for the infestation pit and a few more drones does worry me. I really thought Shin was going to commit 100% to this, but he's thinking about having a transition. He's still building a lot of Hydras. He's got his Lings going around that left side trying to deny that fourth base. It's not a lot of Zerglings, so he'll need to do a lot of damage very quickly. Focusing down these buildings as they start could be nice. He's just going to go straight for the fourth Nexus, but I don't think he'll get it, to be honest. We'll see. Only one Zealot warping in. He's losing DPS. The Nexus starting to take big damage. Oracles come in, and it does get saved. Hydra's coming from the right. Roachling, Hydra pushing those Stalkers back across the bridge. And the Hive does start. More drones starting. Shin's going to Hive tech, guys, but it does feel like it's plan B or plan C. He still needs to attack. If he can deny the fourth base, this works out. This is kind of like the build Rogue used to do when he first came back from the military. On Oceanborn, he would try to kill their fourth, but then he'd be taking a slow Hive behind it. It'd be like a half and half. It's a pretty big commitment to the Roach Hydra push, but he needs to get that base kill. Roach Hydra getting picked off by the Stalkers. MAXPAX showing zero respect, zero fear. And he does get punished for it. Loses 2, 3 Stalkers go down. Has to use recall, but it bought him time. Now he's making High Templar. He's going to be able to fill them up with energy as well. Looks like he's already used it maybe on one of the Oracles, though. Storm is finished. High Templar trying to morph into Archon. Stalker's trying to pull back. Nexus falls so very quickly. Ling's getting in on top. If he can get rid of those High Templar, that could be big. He's got 5 High Templar with Storms, but they were all on the far right side. They weren't here ready for this. These High Templar lagging behind. There's no damage in this army. He just focuses the High Templar down. The army falls. MAXPAX had Mass Templar, Mass Cannon Battery all on the right side. Shin hits the left side, and MAXPAX ends up getting caught out. He kept expecting Shin to pivot, and that's just not how it goes. Cybercore goes down, which means no more Stalker Warpins. Lings will get hit by the Stasis Trap. Robo's going to fall. Robo's only 900 hit points go down so easily. Nexus is going to fall as well. Stalker's doing so little damage here, he can just ignore them, and that is a beautiful timing. I love to see Shin getting a win here, because I do think MAXPAX had many tools he needed. Look at this. Cannons and batteries, stasis traps, so many Storms. But if the Storms aren't fighting with the damage, the Stalkers, the cannons, the batteries, then Storm's really just not worth that much. And that is the issue that he ran into in this game. Dangerous timing for Shin, but he needs to make moves like this happen. And it wasn't completely all in by any means. It was very committed, but he did have Hive Tech and Lurker upgrades coming in behind it off of 8 gases. So kind of a nice in-between sort of build order. And I was not expecting him to just win the game with it. I thought denying the fourth would be the dream. Man not only denied the fourth, he just obliterated MAXPAX. All right, MAXPAX getting surprised there. And does lose a map. It's going to go now for a Gate Scout. Interesting that he's not pylon scouting as much. I think it's because a couple of these maps, it takes a while maybe for the probe to get over there. So he's not really optimizing the block. He's just kind of playing safe and scouting, which is interesting. Maybe an adjustment to playing against Shin, who does so often try to rush that hatchery. This time around, you can see, once again, 15 seconds ago, it's a 42-second hatchery. So that's like a 15 hatchery, something like that. Pretty fast, and does kind of prepare himself before MAXPAX can even attempt to block him. Probe's going to bounce around the main base here. I think we needed that win for Shin, because if Shin doesn't get a little bit of momentum and put a little bit of fear into MAXPAX. MAXPAX is being the defensive guy, the guy who's playing solid. It's just going to be, he's going to be too comfortable. But the moment you have like just a little bit of hesitancy, feeling like you might need to like react a bit harder to things, you can as Shin play some more mind games, you can kind of scare him into overreacting to one thing, actually do something else. There's quite a few cool moves one can make. That probe is annoying, man. Dude, that probe is really incessant. That probe just hanging around, man. All right, Adept does get chronoed. We're going to have 16, 3, and 3 in a moment. Gas goes down. You can see him change the rally point to the natural. First Adept gets chronoed. We should see Warp Gate start up now as he's at 50-50. There we go. Just a few seconds delayed, no big deal. And a second Adept should start up as well. Second Adept is a little late. It's actually a Stalker. Interesting. But Shin hiding the Overlord behind the base. He's not trying to use a pillar. I don't even know if there are pillars on this map. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I guess the Stalker's just going to stop him from sacrificing the Overlord through the base. Man, it's kind of cool. There's some hanging, glowing friggin' vines on the edge of this map. El Dorado. Adept's going to shade past. All right, there's a gold base as the third. A lot of people take this as the third. Gold is the fourth. Shin's like, no, no, no. Give me that money. I love money. It's what I want. Injects are pretty much perfect. 36 supply block was not too crazy. I think that was a pretty much standard supply block there. Second gate goes down for MAXPAX. He's not started mining open. So last time we saw MAXPAX, he went third here. And then he just expanded to the front to take his fourth out here. Not a bad play by any means, but it's kind of fascinating. Part of me was like, I thought he would take the third here, the fourth here, and kind of just do his like crazy Crimson Court, push the southern lane directly towards the enemy, you know, with Blinkstalkers and stuff. I think his choice is better because it just puts more space between him and the Zerg. When you're playing against a Shin, a Solar, one of these guys who's going to throw a lot of aggression at you, you do want that space to react, to work, to build your forces up. Second Oracle's on the way. First Oracle does have a lot of energy. And that third Nexus goes down. Oh, ow. Oh, man, I can't believe he managed to get a drone there. Good micro by Max. Gets himself a creep tumor. Looks for more, but the queens are in position. Glaive Adepts. Oh, we're going 4-gate Glaives. Double Oracle into 4-gate Glaives. Beautiful play here. It's pretty quick Glaives as well. We'll be able to hit about 6 minutes, maybe a little before then, about 5:30. That being said, Rotron is being built. Second gas as well. Makes me think Shin is thinking about something highly aggressive off this gold base. I love this song. All right. Ling's still poking around. Couple roaches building. Feels like Shin senses what's happening. Needs to build more, though. He only sees a few of these Adepts. Oh, he sees him now. Shin, get out of there. Oh, he needs more roaches. 3 is not enough. He's going to have to run away from that mineral line. He was thinking about taking a 4th. That's why he had a drone there. But these guys, you're going to lose that mining time. You're going to lose it very soon. Queen's coming forward. A bunch of drones out here. Drones on the front line wanting to fight against the Adepts. Not pulling these drones away ahead of time is a crazy choice. Loses 3 drones for his folly. Queen's trying to come out front right now. Ling trying to set up the stasis trap. Unable to get in range. Ooh, it's kind of hard with the Adepts guarding it like that. Hey. Dude, Lings are struggling. Bile will take out the stasis trap. Shade does get cancelled. Queen's fighting on the front. Ravages and Lings trying to engage here. But oh my lord! A secondary stasis trap gets a Ravager and about 16 Zerglings frozen there. Meanwhile, is going to be a Forge, extra gateways, all this different stuff going on. 2 Adepts split off and grab another 3 drones. That's 7 drones in total that have gone down this game. You got to be careful, Shin. You kind of have to accept that that gold base ain't going to be mining for a while. Just oversaturate your main and your natural, I think. He keeps trying to go back to mining, trying to bully these Adepts out of here with the Ravagerling. But easier said than done. Third Nexus, extra pylons are there. MAXPAX is actually a little supply booked. I think he was probably expecting to trade out some of these Adepts by now. but kind of realized just preserving them is the way to do it. Overlord going to go down to a Stalker. Second Forge is here. Robo as well. Hydroden and an Evo Chamber coming in. Shin looking like he's liking that sort of Roach Hydra realm of strategy. One has to wonder, though. Is it 9 Overlords building? Man, kind of looking like he wants to go all in. He's only on 4 gas. He's going to need a gas down here. Probably 2 to catch up. I really feel like you need to go at least 70 drones here as Shin. I don't think you can do a 60 drone all in. Oh, and MAXPAX opens the minerals up and then just walks through the middle. 4th Nexus gets wrecked. Those Adepts warping in. They do turn into slow warp-ins. He actually could have killed those Adepts. Because when you kill the Nexus, it becomes a slow warp-in, 11 seconds rather than 4 seconds to do the full warp-in. He actually, I think, could have gone for the surround. Ends up running away with these Lings. Adepts in behind the natural. Roaches and Ravages stuck behind the Queens. Oh, no! The micro there. Okay, transfuses the Hydra, which is nice. He's going to deal with that Adept there. Finally does, but the 4th base on the gold has gone down. 5 workers have gone down as well. Lings trying to come in for the flank, but they keep hitting stasis traps. The stasis trap is the naughty corner for Zerg in this matchup, guys. A very frustrating ability to deal with. Adept's going to try to move backwards. Shades will go forward. Roach, Ravager, Hydra hanging out. Adept Shade does expire there. Battery and Cannon coming down in the 4th. Armor upgrade coming in as well. If we can get a +2 attack for MAXPAX, that'd be huge. Starts it, cancels it, starts it again. As long as these Stalkers don't get surrounded and he just keeps getting out of here, he's got so much more tech and upgrades coming in, and he's ahead 10 workers. But right now, Shin's the one on the warpath. A lot of Zerglings that can absorb a lot of damage against the Stalkers. The Adepts going for a counterattack. I don't know if that's the right play. Those Adepts would help so much against these Zerglings. They're going to go for a counterattack. They could do a lot of economic damage, but Shin's already super committed, and he's got Roaches at home. I think he's happy to lose 10 drones. His Lings did really well on the front. That being said, it's hard to actually break MAXPAX. Yes, he's going to look like he can get rid of the 4th base again, but those Adepts continue to shade around. 7 workers, multiple Roaches and Queens going down. The Roaches will finally defend it. Shin's being pushed away. That 4th base did not fall. This is a really big problem. Shin is on 48 workers against MAXPAX 65. +1 armor just kicked in. +2 attacks on the way. 2 more gateways building. That's right. We're going to have an 8-gate Protoss soon. He's building a 5th Nexus in the top of the map. MAXPAX greed truly knows no bounds. Lings will clean up a Stalker there and start damaging that. I guess he just has extra minerals he couldn't spend, so he was like, well, I might as well do something with it in case this Nexus falls. I think he's planning to potentially lose this Nexus. Probably is the right call. The Stalker's falling back. The stasis traps just never end. Welcome to D-Town. Now we do have the 2 breasts of Zerg here, the 2 hatcheries that the drones are going to hide amongst. The Zealot counterattack gets in there, doesn't find too much value. 4th Nexus does go down, but it's being rebuilt. Looks like a few Roaches and Ravages died in the retreat as well. 5th Nexus up top got cancelled as well. 2 Nexi have died this game, guys. And I think that means one of those 2 didn't cancel. I'm not sure which one. I guess this one died for sure. But then, yeah, I guess this one in the top right must have not cancelled. I think those Lings just got themselves a 400 mineral value kill. Zealots in the main base right now. Prism's going to go back to the low ground. Shin's on 44 drones. If I was to describe this economy to you guys, I would have to go and look at a map and find the smallest island nation I could find. That's Shin right now. MAXPAX might not be the richest player we've ever seen. He's not America, anything like that, but he's doing pretty good. He's like, I don't know, top 10 economies right now, whereas Shin is broke, and he has a lot of guys with pitchforks. They're trying to tear down the rich boys, but he just needs so much more damage than this. Getting rid of the 4th is the minimum amount of damage he needs right now because it's 2-1 upgrades with 3-2 on the way. These Stalkers are just going to be so frigging amazing over time, dude. Stasis traps keep getting set off by the Zergs, but there's always another one behind it, and another one, and another one, and the naughty corner just never ends. Zealots coming in once again, that Prism being annoying. Shin's doing amazing, dude. If Shin wins this game, you are kidding me. You are kidding me. He's overwhelming. He has the critical mass. He's down 3 upgrades. About to be 4 upgrades with a 5th upgrade on the way for MAXPAX. And yet the Roach Hydra is overwhelming. Believe in the power of passion. Pitchforks and a bunch of dudes with knives. Basically bayonet charging the machine guns of MAXPAX. MAXPAX is losing his 3rd and his 4th. And you know what? It's back to a similar economy. Now, MAXPAX still has a sick income, not income, but upgrade lead, but he has to keep these stalkers alive. He's got to be crazy efficient. Stasis trap on the right could be game ending. Dude, this is a great position for MAXPAX. Big stasis trap in the middle of the combat. There's another one on the right side. Oh my gosh, this is a huge move. Did the Colossus go down, guys, or did it just run away? I don't know if it died or not on the south side of this fight. It's hard to see everything going on in this battle. The Roach Hydra are just getting frozen, as are the Zerglings. No! I thought Shin had this, but MAXPAX once again says no. Into the naughty corner, you stupid Zerg player. And the stasis traps are just ruining Shin's hopes of bringing this back. I mean, to be fair, it's only a 2-base player, though. And you're still mining gold minerals. Your units break out of the stasis traps. Shin needs to gather up. He needs to gather his forces. He's down 4 upgrades. He's going to be down 5 soon. He needs to have overwhelming numbers in these battles. Problems, guys? His Zerglings do 5 damage a hit. Guess what? The Stalkers have 3 armor. They're taking 2 damage a hit. Zerglings don't do damage anymore. Hydra's also not doing much damage. Like, actually, just roaches and like the Zerglings are just there to tank stalker shots. This is crazy. It's 3-2 or 2-2 blink stalkers, soon to be 3-2. Run. Oh, he's gonna try and surround these stalkers. These stalkers might be too deep. Are they too deep, guys? No, there's not enough of a flank to catch him. He's gonna try and chase him off. Every stalker you kill is sacred right now. Zealots trying to come in. Those Zealots are a problem, man. Look at these Zealots, dude. These Zealots. He's got a Zealot in the main. One angry Zealot. This man, dude, he had his pre-workout. He is high on testosterone right now. And he is friggin' ready to go. He is absolutely G'd, man. These Zealots and Stalkers are on whatever the Liver King's selling, guys. Like, they ate like an entire moose for breakfast, you know? We're talking about that level of native caveman nutrition that's totally real and definitely not steroids. Meanwhile, the Roachling Hydra are about as vegan as you can get. And don't get me wrong, I think vegan food can be delicious and nutritious, but I'm just saying, guys, if you want to look like the Liver King, you're probably not doing it on a vegan diet with no drugs. Just saying. Just saying. Hydras and Lings still getting frozen by stasis traps. Shin's supply is still good, but losing the mining in that gold base means it's just this third base being his income advantage. He needs another hatchery up. He's going to try and take the top, and actually losing the mineral mining in the main is kind of a problem right now. Max has Archons, and this is always the main thing Protoss has in late game. Archons. Downside, Archons don't benefit from armor upgrades because they only have 10 hit points, but they've still got +3 attack. Being able to use that tail of your gas income in order to make a well-rounded combat unit like the Archon is so frigging useful, dude. Hydra coming forward right now. We've got Lings going to the other side of the map. We've got Zealots over there as well. Prism pushed back by the Queens. I just don't think Roach Hydra can beat this army unless MAXPAX like gets surrounded on creep. Especially not these 2 Oracles, guys. You can give them names. I feel like they've just been spamming stasis traps all game. Not a single Oracle died this game. They've refilled energy multiple times. They have put more stasis traps down than we've ever seen before. I mean, it's Bill and Ted, man. They are just having an absolutely excellent adventure, and it's coming at the cost of all of the Zerg's fun in this game. Shin almost made a massive comeback. He's going to go for one big fight over here. I just don't think he can get through the Roach, the Archons, let alone get at those 3-2 Stalkers in the back. Looks like the Prism went down to a Hydralisk. That stasis trap. Oh, okay. Freezes a few more. Not too bad. He's pushing back the Stalkers. Units lost tab 2,000 in favor of MAXPAX as he lands another big naughty corner. Oh, I feel like Shin right now feels like a child being reprimanded, you know? It's like, no, bad Zerg, you stay. Archon's starting to go down, Zealots are starting to fall. The Hydras actually get some good hits here, and these guys are going to break out of the stasis trap. Wait. Never count out Shin. This man is absolutely Shintastic, and he does break through. I just didn't think the upgrades, you could do that. But he gets +1, and Stalkers and Archons suck against Roach Hydra. He just stands his ground. I wish there was a count of how many stasis traps we had, guys. Bill and Ted did die at the end of that game as well. GG, well played. And oh my lord, wow. 16 minutes of madness. That was awesome. What in the heckity diddles, guys? We did say if there's any Zerg who can take him down right now, MAXPAX would be meeting a stiff set of problems at the face of Shin in the bottom left side. Dot's going to be bringing me some hot water off that intense game. She heard me intro that series because my door was open. She's like, what? I know, because you got your headphones in and stuff, right? Thank you, Dot. I appreciate it. We really need some warm water after that last game, so. 50-degree water, very necessary at this point. Deep into almost 8 hours of live today. Many, many pieces of commentary, videos we've made. Hot water. Very necessary for relaxing those vocal cords. Third base does go down. Gonna need some gas and pool there as well. I feel like 60 degrees is just a little bit... It would be perfect, but my kettle only has a 50 and a 70 degree button. 70 is like a bit too hot to drink straight away without burning yourself. But 50 is... It's good. 60 would probably be better. Something oily is good in the recording studio. Like chips. Ooh, I wouldn't want to eat. Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat. Like honey can be good and stuff as well, but generally just anything warm. Warm water is usually the best in my experience. But we'll see how we go, guys. It is game 4, and if SHIN wins this, he wins the series. This is good, because honestly, I think MAXPAX is going to win, but he might not. And there's a few reasons. Twitch chat, Google for me. Time in Denmark right now. Time in Copenhagen. Yeah. I don't know how Danish people speak. I imagine it's a lot like Swedish. A bit sing-song, a bit up and down. 5:18 a.m. Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty late. But I actually think it doesn't matter too much because MAXPAX used to play a lot of these tournaments as late as like 6, sometimes 7 a.m. because we had a very quick bracket until this finals. So you know what? I don't think he's going to be too exhausted. I think this will be really interesting to see how it goes. Stargate does come down. MAXPAX is lacking high-level Zerg practice right now as well. Adept Shade coming forward. 4 Lings in the bot, 2 in the top, another 2 in the top, 4 more. It's a Ling Flood. It's a Ling Flood, ladies and gentlemen. This map's a bit harder to wall off. Your Cybercore is going to be sticking out like a sore thumb. He does see these 2 Lings, but he doesn't see the rest. No, wait, there's 3 more drones. It's not a Ling Flood. It's just a handful of Lings. It's a Ling pressure. It's a Ling annoyance. And do you know what? He doesn't see it. He doesn't see the Lings. They're just out of vision. They might have... No, he doesn't see them. The Lings are coming in. The Lings are coming in, guys. It's going to be 7 Zerglings. Oh, MAXPAX, you were in trouble, my friend. He could commit with the Adepts and still find a bit of damage, but he's in big trubs. 2 Adepts thinking about shading in. He's going to continue with the aggression because he's got the multitasking of a god. Is that going to be enough right now, though? He does manage to get only 1 drone, a couple of Zerglings, but Queen there will slowly push them away. A few more Zerglings are there. Lings are in the main fighting the probes right now. SHIN finding some big distraction damage here. Adept comes into that main base. Lings are going to go around. Most of them have gone down. 3 drones end up falling. Only 1 probe. MAXPAX, what did you just do? Guys, he just got 7 Zerglings in the base. Caught MAXPAX with his pants down. MAXPAX is the only person who you can literally do a double leg takedown while he's in the middle of doing a poo. Get him on the ground, get on top in full mount, and then he somehow reversals it. You end up with poo smeared on you. He chokes you out, and you go, what? I caught you in the middle of a bowel movement. I got the drop on you. I got the takedown. How? How are you? I'm having testy pops here. My voice can't handle it. That's an illegal trade from that situation. That's ridiculous. By the way, I don't know how you double leg take someone down while they're doing a poo. That doesn't make a lot of sense. What can I say? My analogy is getting a bit twisted. Much like SHIN's early game Ling run by got twisted. I mean, there was a lot of lost mining time. Probably about 200 plus minerals. So we do have to factor that into the units lost, but I really thought SHIN was going to get more done there, and it just goes to show how focused MAXPAX is. Runs his probes away, micros his Adepts on the front, calmly deals with it. Did good pullback micro on his probes multiple times to pull back the weak ones. I mean, that's insane. I think he's going to try to run away as well. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so MMA brained right now, because I've just been watching a lot of fights this weekend. Oracle comes in. Oh, SHIN. That was slick. That was a really good spore trick. Really nice spore trick to save the drone. I love to see it. Now, we've got 3 hatches all on just a single gas. I'd like to see a quick layer. I wouldn't mind Hydra Ling on this map. This map has a lot of wide open spaces and kind of ramps. I don't know. I feel like if you break these rocks down, especially like getting into this middle area, you can actually get some really nice angles. With a big Hydra Ling army, it's a bit risky, but I feel like we can get away with it. I mean, MAXPAX is going back to the most default play. 5-gate blink with +1. Probably wants 1 more gateway. He just forgot to build it. Yeah, it's the standard 6. Oh, 7-gate. He's going to go aggressive. He's going to lean into the aggression. Lair's on the way. It's a bit late. If he's relying on Hydras to help defend this, that could be rough. On the other hand, he does have +1 melee that will be finishing, soon after Blink is ready. So Shin should be able to, like, deny a 4th base behind this. The question is just how well the Oracle Stalker trades on the front. Is it 2 Oracles again, guys? Yeah. So MAXPAX has really been favoring the double Oracle, not always going the triple. If they don't take one leg out of the pants, it's super easy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like, you don't really need to... I mean, you can just, like, tackle someone or trip them if they've got their... to do a takedown. If they've got their pants around their ankles, like, they're not going to stand... They're not going to be able to stand it, right? Yeah. That was still a crazy trade in the early game. Hydroden does go down immediately. Ling's getting adept. It's worth getting a second one here. As long as there's no Oracle shooting you, you don't really care about Stalker attacks. Zerglings are kind of immune. Small targets, light units, they don't take the bonus. Hitting the natural wall with at least a few Zerglings would normally be good, but because of the shield battery, he's not able to. But look at that. Probes. Oh, a lot of his probes are all following. Lings come in, force a few warpins at home, force a battery and a cannon. And I think just keeping MAXPAX off of 4th and kind of spotting what's happening right now, which he should be realizing, wait a second, you don't have gas on your 3rd? And he realizes he's being all in now. He's trying to make 13 Hydras as well as Groove Spines. Ling's going to go for a bit of a surround there. You want to surround that Stalker that tried to run away. Oracles turn on their lasers, but they've got so much more that came from. So much more energy. Now, the Overlords need to get out of this. This is a huge mistake for Shin. 5 Overlords in the open. No, Shin. Shin's in such a good position to close this series out, guys. I really, truly believe that. But, oh, his Lings all get frozen. And that means the Stalkers can just kill the Hydras. A bunch of Hydras. 4 Hydras have already gone down, as well as a few Overlords. Ling's getting frozen by stasis traps. But wait, a few Stalkers do start to go down. Remember, those Stalkers are valuable. I think that's okay for Shin. He does kill 6 Stalkers. Yes, he lost 6 Hydras and a lot of Zerglings, but at least he's killing the Stalker count, keeping it low. That being said, it's 7-gate Blink Stalker. There is an Overlord over there. If he drops Trow and unloads some creep, that will block that 4th base from being taken. If Shin just notices and just drops creep for a moment, it will block the 4th, which would be massive because it really ruins MAXPAX's ability to transition. But Shin, under pressure right now, looks like he's not going to be able to notice that in the midst of it, and I think it will be MAXPAX who just drops that 4th. But wait, no, he realizes. He unzips. Drops Trow and says, hey, I'm going to deny this for the next 30, 40 seconds. Nice move, nice move. Take a while for that creep to recede, even after the Stalker kills it. Does limit MAXPAX follow-through options. Hydras almost have muscular augments, +1 ranges coming in. He's already got +1 melee. The Stalkers, though, can be very annoying. It's all about how these fights go with the tradey trades. Queens and Hydras are on the front line. This is all 5 Queens, which means you're not injecting. One has to worry that on 80 workers, if Shin doesn't go back to injecting, then he will run out of lava. So yeah, there we go. He goes to at least inject his natural in his 3rd, the nearby hatcheries. He's got to be careful of the stasis traps. There's another one right there, too. He sees it. He sees it. Good eyeballs. Lings come in. And there we go. He sees this Nexus going up on the 4th base. Robo Bay coming in for MAXPAX. Second Robo as well. He's going to go double Robo Colossus. Now, Hydras, if they can clear out this gateway, that would be good. You got to be careful. 5 Hydras get frozen. Not too bad. Getting a few pylons of value could be lovely. 80 workers is massive. Guys, I think Shin can finish this. Because what do you got? Stalkers with +1? Yeah, you'll have +2. Who cares? There's no way MAXPAX can defend a 4th base against an onslaught of Hydra Ling Bane. Mass Banelings morphing. You've got already a mass of Hydras, a good economy. The Oracle sees that fully saturated 4th base, and I think MAXPAX is realizing, hey, I probably should have pushed the north and got rid of this hatchery. That was a very committed blink timing. I did not find it. Shin is way up in supply. MAXPAX needs to make a heroic effort to survive to Colossus. And the first step is give up the 4th base, pull back, and look for extreme late game efficiency, which is going to be very hard to do. Banelings do get blocked. Wait, do they? Do they? Do they? Banelings! Massive hits in the mineral line. Remember, that was about 20 Banelings, guys. It was a big sacrifice, but it opens things up, and now the Hydras are on top of the base, finishing everything. The Colossus doesn't get out of that base. This is such a big problem, guys. The Hydra's gonna take this expansion out. Good blink micro, but that is massive. Shin with an excellent opening. Fantastic defense. MAXPAX went pretty hard on the blink pressure this game and just did not find the damage that he needed. Holy crudsicles. This is the overpowered Protoss player that no one can beat. Shin says, hold my beer. I'm a creative boy. I'm an aggressive boy. And I know how to find his weak spot. You know, a lot of men out there struggling to find the certain spot right now. But when it comes to dealing with a Protoss, finding his magic button, Shin apparently is a wizard who needs to run courses on this stuff. Honestly, he should do a friggin' YouTube series or something. He should do some sort of online course, you know, high-performing Zergs. Because if you're a high-performing Zerg, you can find that Protoss weak spot. Shin apparently is the only one right now who's really able to take down MAXPAX. We saw him cleave through all the other Zergs in this bracket, and now he is desperately trying to counterattack. But he's only down 6 army supply. Dude, if he wins this game from here, how crazy would that be? Zealots in the north, doing a decent bit of damage. Army here, Hydraling's very weak against Colossus. It's one Colossus with +2 and extended thermal lance. Stalker's picking off Queens. Hydras do get cleaned up in the north. He is probing and building more Colossus right now. Right now, Shin's just trying to wait. He's trying to bide his time. He's got to watch out for the stasis traps, though. You got to watch out for those stasis traps. Layering them behind once again, guys. You can see Bill and Ted have been resurrected in this series. And I think this game is most not excellent right now. I mean, this game is absolutely not excellent if you're a Protoss fan. But MAXPAX is the one player who gives me that tiny inkling of hope that he might make some magic happen. Vipers and Lurkers on the way, though. 2 units that hard counter Stalker Colossus. And that tells you the window's closing right now. Fills up the sentry with energy there. Colossus going to deal with those Zerglings. Finally, takes a while, man. When the Zerglings are all around the Colossus, its splash damage is not very effective. Okay, guys, so +2, +1 for the upgrades for Zerg. Only +2 for Protoss. +3 in a Templar Archives coming in. If he can get Vipers out of the Templar Archives, feed back the Vipers, there is the dream. But Lurkers are going to cause problems. Very little creep control, very little map control for Shin right now. He's got a squad at home. Finding those Banelings is huge. Finds the Baneling run by, forces Shin to cancel them, pushes that away. Pushes in over here as well. Nice force fields. Gets a couple of Lings and Banes. Really good micro so far by MAXPAX. Lurker's coming forward. Oh god, here we go. He's not going to give him time. Oracle goes down and then he immediately pulls back. Does not expose those Vipers to getting blinked on. Beautiful play here by Shin, who takes a 5th base in the very north as well. He knows that this bottom side has become a no-go zone for Zerg. Despite that, he will put a hatchery down. And MAXPAX. He's back to 3-base mining, but of course the main is half gone. The natural is half gone. And now he's going Immortal Storm. Dude, MAXPAX is going to need to take the best engagement we've ever seen as a Protoss take versus Zerg to get this. No armor upgrades, no shield upgrades for Protoss. +3 attacks on the way, and the first Colossus gets yoinked. Oh, feedbacks! Feedbacks come in, but only after a second one goes down. That's 2 Colossus down. Hydras should kill that Archon as well. And that's going to be big loss. The Colossus gets some good shots off. The Archon might actually escape. Oh, barely does get out of there. Hydra Lurker trying to move around in some interesting angles. MAXPAX trying to flank from the other side, but he doesn't have any Psystorm here. Psystorm's about to finish. Oracle going to try and throw down a few more stasis traps, but the Lurker siege is on. Zealots come in for the counterattack. Queen goes down. Spinecrawlers, Lings, and Hydras rallying out. Should be able to deal with this A-okay. Lurkers actually burrow at home, funnily enough. They are now going to come forward, flanking Stalker Army, looking to intercept the reinforcements. Can't be fighting that front on. Colossus cleaning up those Hydras. Stalkers pulling to the left side. MAXPAX with some insane multitasking right now, trying to avoid fighting into the Lurkers. He cannot walk into the Lurkers, though. A moment of inattention. MAXPAX a bit too stressed out there. Zealot does go down in the south. I think he already lost his Warp Prism, guys. Yeah, the Warp Prism, I think it went down, or maybe he never even had a Warp Prism. I don't know where those Zealots were coming from. Maybe they were just running across the map. Stalkers derp into the Lurkers. Every Lurker shot is brutal. A Stalker just cannot handle the pain that comes from underground when those Lurker spines let their presence be known. 4th base in the north coming up to replace the 3rd that just died. MAXPAX down in the dumps, way behind economically. Vipers, Lurkers, Hydras, and Banes marching forward. Shin wants that Pigasaurus 7 title. He wants that weekly cop. Loses 2 Vipers there. It does get rid of some damage, some hit points on the Colossus. Still, 3 Colossus have died for 2 Vipers this game. Good trades, all things considered. The big storms do land on the Hydras and the Lurkers. Just doesn't have enough to follow through, does MAXPAX. Shin's got so much behind this. 5th base up the top, mining a little. 6th base fully mining with the gases as well. Another Zealot run by will try to deal with that. Run into 4 Lurkers and a pack of Spines. Not going to feel good. Frenzy coming in. That's the Hydra Fart upgrade. Great Aspire coming in as well. So Broodlords can be added. Shin saying, look, I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to take me time. And even keeps those Lurkers alive versus the Storm. You win the Pigasaurus Cup, do you become the biggest Pigus for the week? You do. Absolutely. MAXPAX is hard to kill, man. Wasn't that a bad action movie, guys? Hard to kill. Was that Steven Seagal? I feel like it was Steven Seagal, wasn't it? Ducks on the Immortals. MAXPAX just cannot break that position. And that is a ridiculously impossible situation to break. 17 Lurkers, 1 Viper, and absolutely smashes it. Die Hard was a good film, guys. I think there was a movie called Hard to Kill that was bad. I can't even remember which one it was. GG, well played. Dude, Shin gets the 3-1. Some epic games there. Amazing comeback on El Dorado as well. He was ahead, and he was behind, and he was ahead again. It was bizarre. That was a really crazy game. But hats off to Shin for coming back with that huge upgrade disadvantage. And in general, finding the weaknesses here in MAXPAX, a player who's otherwise looked impenetrable. GG, well played.